unless the opponent has islands in play. Cool. There
Yep.
you see Andre and Hani. Oh, looks like they're ready to go.
All right.
Let's see who our last semifinalist is going to be. Andre on the play, having lost game 2. It sounds like to color screw from the word we got. Gitaxian Probe. So 2 land, one of which is the other underground. So he still doesn't have all his colors.
Oof.
Red Blast, Abrupt Decay, Fatal Push. It's funny, he can't. Yeah, he can.
I mean, he left up Fatal Push as a play for the turn.
Sure.
Developing, kind of feeling out Hani's first turn. That fetch land can either become the green for the Abrupt Decay or the red for the Red Blast.
It's funny. I don't think he has a Taiga in his deck. That's what he needs to get all his colors. He would need a Taiga.
Oh yeah.
He does not play a Taiga. I mean, you play some janky lands in this deck. You play a Badlands. You play a Bayou, but I don't think he has a Taiga. I've never seen one of these lists with a Taiga.
No.
Yeah, Badlands. Oh, he doesn't even have a Bayou.
No, he's
one Badlands, 1 Volcanic, and his green is 2 Tropicals.
Yeah, just on the blue and something else plan with the lands.
Except the Badlands.
And so Badlands, yeah.
Yeah, 4-color Leovold is the deck name here. Everyone calls this deck Check Pile, even though it communicates very little information. Somehow, the fact that the first person to put this particular combination of cards together called it that has stuck.
Yeah, I believe that was at GP Prague that premiered.
Mm.
Yeah. He's got the combo that you were looking for in that last match with the
Gitaxian Probe, Cabal Therapy. Yep, that was the turn 1. So he was going to hit, and he chose to hit the Red Blast. Oh, off the top, Jace Vryn's Prodigy, which was not in the original versions of this deck. I think this is Andre's edition.
Yeah, so brainstorm for Hani. He has quite a few options here. Doesn't look like anything that can really deal with the Jace right away, but it's going to take a bit for Andre to fill the yard. This is quite the brainstorm here.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah, Toxic Deluge is definitely going back. At least right now. And Force of Will. Maybe.
Yeah, Andre plays multiple copies of Jace Vryn's Prodigy.
Wow.
He believes it is very flippable in Legacy. And so many Legacy games are just this attrition battle, right? Wastelands and Force of Wills, and you have so few resources left over. That flashback, the ability to flashback, even just flashback a cantrip, a couple turns later, flashback another cantrip.
Yeah, we kind of see Snapcaster Mage see play sometimes just to flashback the spells and eat some sort of removal spell. And,
yeah, Andre's on 2
Jace.
Snaps and 2 Jace.
Yeah, so nice split there in order to kind of diversify against the cards that could get rid of either one.
Also 2 Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Yeah. Now able to be out at the same time.
Right. Hani continues sculpting.
So yeah, those are a fresh 3 since he cracked that fetch, so.
Yes, chat. 4-color Leovold is the same thing as Check Pile. It's an attempt to have a meaningful name rather than a random name. Jace draws a Force of Will.
I think you Force of Will seems more like a spell that and we saw Hani shuffling away. It seems more like a card that you want to get rid of something earlier in the game.
Yeah, it looks like Andre's going to discard it. I don't like Force of Will that much in these matchups.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much of an attrition battle that just 2-for-1ing yourself, they have to have a really crucial spell. I mean, sure, you'd like to have it if they're resolving a Planeswalker.
Right.
But a lot of the time, its real role in a deck like 4-color Leovold is to keep the combo decks at bay.
Right.
Right. It's there for the Storm matchup. It's there for the glass cannons, not necessarily for a more attrition-y matchup like this one. I mean, I guess Stoneforge is worth a Force of Will, but not a lot else in Hani's deck is. Maybe a Mentor that you can't kill right away. Anyway, Andre discarded the Force.
Yeah. Might just be that he didn't have as many things as cards to board.
And here
out.
is Stoneforge Mystic.
Ooh.
And it just resolves. Fatal Push, Abrupt Decay seems to be what Andre's working with.
Yeah. I could imagine the Fatal Push being the choice here, just because the green source in Andre's hand, not wanting to fetch for an additional green source off that fetch land.
Sure.
Though it really depends on when he wants to crack off the removal spell.
Yeah, definitely expect him to kill Stoneforge, and he goes ahead and does it with this push. I think the fetch land's job is very much to get the red so they can flash back the red blast later.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. There's Tropical. Oh, Sylvan Library.
Yeah, talk about attrition cards.
Indeed. Sylvan Library, a 2 of in Andre's sideboard, and it's great in these matchups. There's no pressure coming from Hani Alzheimer's side. Andre's going to be able to pay 4 life to draw extra cards probably 3 or 4 times in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 4 times.
Yeah. Honey's, ooh.
Here's Engineered Explosives for 2. Oh my God. Jace Fringe Prodigy and Sylvan Library? Did that just happen?
That just happened.
That's one of the best Engineered Explosives I've ever seen. Certainly, it may be the best one I've ever seen in Legacy.
Yeah. All of those
Wow.
attrition cards that Andre was setting up. Really?
Right. He hadn't yet flipped his Jace. And, oh my, whoa. And he discarded that Force of Will. Not that he would have had the blue card to pitch the Force of Will anyway. That Explosives was absurd.
Yeah. I guess Hani's just, I mean, I believe I see a Monastery Mentor in his hand. He's just kind of free to develop his own board and like go on the offensive here.
Yeah, I think Andre's still got an Abrupt Decay. But, such a huge swing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you go for Mentor. That looks right.
Yeah.
And then ideally immediately put a spell in the stack so you're going to get a Monk. Andre responds, kills it at the first available opportunity, but 1-for-1 trade where Hani is up this Monk token, which is a relevant resource.
Mm-hmm. One creature sticking around. Would have been nice for Hani if it did stick around, because that follow-up Gitaxian Probe could create a huge army. One of the things I see in Hani's hand right now that might come into play soon is back to basics.
Yeah, it's a 1 of in his board. He's only got 4 basics in his list. And with 3 duels in play, it doesn't look great. Did it just go back with the Brainstorm?
I think it might have. Although it can't be
it
shuffle
does.
arrayed.
Andre has actual 0 basics, so
Right.
I guess it is certainly edge Hani Alzheimer if back to basics resolves. But I mean, the board is also just edge Hani Alzheimer. He's got, what,
Exactly.
6 cards in his hand? Andre's on 2?
Setting up his mana.
your Stoneforge. Yes? It's even the reshuffle from his Brainstorm.
Find the other piece of equipment.
There's some chance he put the Batterskull back with the Brainstorm.
That's true.
He did. He put the Batterskull back
Oh,
with the
wow.
Brainstorm.
That's
Not
smart.
that Andre knows that.
Yeah.
He put back both pieces of equipment. Or no, he put the Batterskull back, and it turned out the sword was the next card down that he didn't know about.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure I saw Batterskull as the top card of his library there, that it went back with the Brainstorm.
Yeah, it was. Well played by Hani.
It's funny, though, mixing up the equipment means Andre doesn't know.
Yeah.
Two mana for Snapcaster? Ah. Snapcaster. And he's got the ability to flash back an Abrupt Decay. Potentially take out the Stoneforge Mystic.
He can search for the Badlands here to keep himself on red with the 4th land. And still
He's
cast
probably
it.
got a 3rd Underground, right? Yeah, he's got all 4 Undergrounds.
Okay.
Although, yeah, Badlands seems the much better choice, since he has no red yet. I think this is worth a Force of Will. If you're Honey Alnheimer, I think this is worth a Force of Will.
I agree.
I mean, the Snapcaster is going to block and trade and kill the Monk. The Abrupt Decay is going to kill your Stoneforge. You're going to wind up with equipment in your hand and no creatures to put it on
Right.
if you let the Snapcaster resolve. So I think you want to counter it. It's going to Brainstorm his response.
Yeah. See what his options are first.
Funny. Can he get the Monk to 3/3 and win the fight? It's at 2/2. Didn't trigger. You didn't get a prowess trigger off the Stoneforge, but
Right. Doesn't look like he drew into any other instance. So.
I don't love the back to basics here anyway. I think this is force pitch back to basics, but maybe he's worried about some more catastrophic thing. Like he would be more worried about a Jace the Mind Sculptor, for example.
Right.
This is merely, a solid 2-for-1.
Just lets it happen.
Yeah, he lets it happen. Interesting choice. Snapcaster did target Abrupt Decay, although Andre can wait for end step before he does it.
Just the way Andre is having to play this game right now, the back to basics is never feels like it's going to get him. It's he's always untapping. Not really committing anything.
Yeah, he's a very good Magic player.
Yeah. What does he follow up with here? Crack fetch land, then Gitaxian Probe.
Yeah, I mean, Hani's up a bunch of cards. He ought to be able to leverage this into a win. But his cards don't do a whole lot yet. And the fact that he shuffled away that Batterskull feels kind of awkward here. He'd love to have a Batterskull in this hand. He's got 5 mana.
Right, yeah.
He's got 5 mana, and his Stoneforge is going to die. So I don't think there's a creature in Hani's hand, and he got a sword rather than re-get the Batterskull.
Yeah, it's just that that choice to get the thing to kind of throw Andre off kind of backfired if that was
Yeah,
the
I mean, if he
case.
wanted the card advantage from brainstorming, putting it back, getting it again, he could have just gotten the Batterskull again.
Yeah.
All right, here's Deathrite Shaman off the top.
Another Stoneforge.
That was a good draw.
Yeah.
Wow.
Looks like he might be setting up his mana for Jace.
Yep. Jace the Mind Sculptor. He also knows it's Verdant Catacombs in Andre's hand, so he's got free reign to do whatever he wants. I get a Jace Brainstorm, then Stoneforge, where not only do you get the Batterskull, you also get the reshuffle.
Mm-hmm. Maybe put away the sword. No, it's just passing the turn.
Huh.
Baleful Strix.
Sure.
I mean, it's a threat to kind of work down the Jace maybe a little bit, but yeah, he would need to kind of draw into something, in this case, Ponder. Oh, yeah, it's going to make him use the Deathbright Shaman for the Spell Pierce.
Sure.
I think that's fine. I wonder what that play. I wonder if that's the play he makes in order to set up the back to basics.
Interesting. Yeah, I was trying to figure out why he left his mana up and what his plan was here. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
Using the Spell Pierce, getting Andre to tap his mana, and now he can untap and back to basics him.
It's going to Ponder first. It's going to Jace first. Looks like he's drawing the 2 Deathrights, put one of them back and something else back.
What, he just picked up his library to search with a Ponder. What was that?
Yeah. I don't know what that was.
Was he thinking he played a Stoneforge?
Yeah, I think he...
Was he planning to shuffle because he already knew what the top cards were? I don't know how they're supposed to sort this one out.
Yeah, he
I
just...
certainly don't think there was any malicious intent there, but he did pick up his deck and start looking through it. Has not changed the order of them, but I guess saw some of the cards on the bottom?
You know, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, because, I mean, technically Hani could just kind of forfeit the option to leave the top 3 on top and say, yeah, I was going to shuffle my deck. But I think what happened was he was kind of thinking a turn or a play or 2 ahead, and might have been Stoneforging that turn.
That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked to me like he thought he was resolving Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah.
But the spell on the stack is clearly a blue mana tapped and a Ponder.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like just a warning. They went back. They're resolving the Ponder correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
intended to shuffle anyway, just wanted to see the third, is what I'm hearing.
Okay.
So I think he was picking it up to shuffle,
Mm-hmm.
is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
He was picking it up to shuffle it because that was his plan off the ponder, but then he was like, oh, I should see what the third card was in,
Right.
in case that changes things. They let him go back and see what the third card was, and then he shuffled.
Glad we got that resolved quickly.
Yeah, and it does sound like he picked up a warning, but no further penalty.
That's right. Are we going to see the back to basics here?
It's got to be. The fact that he hasn't shuffled it away with the brainstorms means you're not going to get a better spot. There it is. Back to basics.
Yep. A little bit of splash damage on Hani's mana base with the 2 lands, but Andre with 0 basics in his main deck or sideboard.
He has sideboarded in Red Elemental Blast.
Yeah, so he does.
That is his answer here. Presumably he also brought in Pyroblast. I know he's already gone through the Red Blast, so it's an interesting question as to what else he has. 2 Pyros in the sideboard. Don't know exactly how he sideboarded, but in theory that's his answer.
So with
or
the bad
Jason, get the Red Blast back from the yard.
Mm-hmm. Now it's interesting.
Oh, how much red mana does he have?
He can't fetch red mana right now. He has a volcanic island as his only red source that he can still find. Verdant Catacombs cannot find that one. The only other one, Badlands, currently tapped. So he needs to draw a land and a red blast.
Well, the card that he's holding in his hand is Hymn to Torok. Now, Deathrite Shaman can make the red mana that he needs, so it's not like he has to fetch for red mana.
But
But yeah, currently doesn't have the Pyro anyway, and doesn't have any basics to go get.
Yeah, I guess that's why this deck works, is because the Deathrite Shaman does produce any color.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Night's Whisper.
Wow.
Taps that Underground Sea for potentially the last time ever to Night's Whisper. Doesn't even get the cards. Flusterstorm. Kind of desperation mode for Andre. And the card he's holding is Hymn to Torok, too.
Yeah, not
which,
really.
It's a decent card, but not when your land's don't untap.
Mm-hmm.
His land's just in a pile. Off to the side.
Yeah, Hani kind of interested in what he has out, but Andre was kind of like, I don't need these anymore.
I can't imagine Andre coming back from here.
No. He does have a second Abrupt Decay in his main deck as an out.
Yeah,
but
that's another way he could blow it up.
Yeah, but that's
what
so expensive.
Yeah, and that one at least can't be countered, so maybe Abrupt Decay is the better out than the potential Pyroblast.
But it would need to be...
He needs another land.
Yeah, it would take 2 draws to get to that. At least the Red Blast line is only one draw.
There's not even that many more lands that tap for mana. Right, lands that tap for mana count is 8.
Yeah.
2 wastelands technically make it 10. Andre's done. Just extends the hand. He can't come back. He cannot get out from under that back to basics. And Hani Allneimer sets up Jace the Mind Sculptor with a Deathrite Shaman. He's got a sword. He's got a spot in the semifinals.
There you go. Andre just not able to close it out. The 4 color